Okay, let's dive right in. Welcome to the deep dive. We're cutting through the noise, all the whispers and shouts from the football transfer market.
Yeah, it's moving so fast, isn't it? Stories change hour by hour, conflicting reports everywhere. It's hard to know what's really happening sometimes.
Exactly. So we're here to give you the key bits, what you really need to know. And first up, some big headlines are already breaking.
Like Liverpool apparently joining the chase for Viktor
That's
Gyokeres.
the one. Liverpool in for Gyokeres. And Chelsea, they seem to be making a serious play for Jamie Gittens.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's this interesting situation at Manchester United with Alejandro Garnacho, maybe a price cut on the cards.
Could be. Lots happening.
Right. And just so you know, all this analysis and the latest details we're discussing, it's powered by the insights you can find over at eplnews.org.
Good place to keep track.
Definitely. So let's start with that striker scramble. Viktor Gyokeres, sporting Swedish international, 27 years old. The competition seems, well, fierce.
It really does. You've got Manchester United and Arsenal already linked, and now Liverpool reportedly throwing their hat in the ring.
So 3 Premier League heavyweights potentially battling it out.
Yeah, and you can see why. Gyökeres, he's not just a goal scorer, though he definitely is that. His all-round game, hold-up play, work rate, it's top-notch.
So for Liverpool, maybe a different kind of option up front.
Could be. Fits their pressing style, offers physicality. For United, look, they need a reliable number 9 desperately. But finances might be tight, you know? Can they really compete in a bidding war?
Good point. And Arsenal.
Arsenal have options already. Perhaps it's more about adding depth, maybe a different profile to what they have, less urgent need maybe compared to United.
Okay, moving from strikers to wingers. High-value ones. Chelsea and Jamie Gittens from Dortmund. He's only 20. England under 21.
Yeah, big talent. But Dortmund, well, they know what they have. Reports say they're holding out for something like 50 million out.
Wow, 50 million. That's a statement.
It is. And then you contrast that with the Garnacho situation you mentioned at United.
Right. This is fascinating. Garnacho, also 20, Argentina international.
Yeah.
And the whispers are United might take around 45 million pounders for a quick sale.
It seems, well, potentially quite low for a player with his profile and potential, doesn't it?
It really does. A cut price deal, almost.
And this, it brings up that whole question of squad management, valuations. Why hold out for top dollar for one player, like Dortmund with Gittens, versus potentially taking less for another, like maybe United with Garnacho?
So what drives that difference?
Could be lots of things. Financial fair play pressure, maybe. Or perhaps United feel they need the cash now to fund another signing they see as more critical overall. Sometimes speed is the priority.
Sacrificing a bit on the fee for immediate funds. Interesting strategy.
It's a gamble, always.
Meanwhile, Newcastle are looking around too, aren't they? Scouting alternatives if they can't get Anthony Alonga from Forest.
That's right. PSV's Johan Bakayoko, Karim Adeyemi at Dortmund again.
Always got to have a plan B, even C, in this market.
Shows how complex it all is.
Oh, and there's other stuff bubbling under, too. United apparently struggling to shift Terrell Malacia.
Yeah, selling isn't always easy. And Sunderland talking to Nice about Marcin Bulka, the keeper.
And Everton are busy. They're negotiating for Thierno Berry from Villarreal. He's got a hefty release clause, what, 34 million pounds?
A fixed price.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it simple if you meet it.
But they're also trying to get Kenny Tat on a free, even though Fulham want to keep him. The appeal of a free transfer, eh?
Always tempting for clubs. And City just knocked back $6.5 million for Callum Doyle.
Shows they rate him higher than that. Down in the EFL, Wilfred Ndidi at Leicester is catching eyes, too.
Yeah, Everton and United again reportedly keen. And that rumored £9 million relegation release clause.
That's a bargain if true, isn't it?
A classic example of how relegation can make top players available for, well, relatively cheap fees. It's smart shopping if you can get them for that.
And again, for tracking all these specifics like release clauses and bids, eplnews.org has got the detailed breakdowns.
Definitely the place to follow along. It's not just Indeed either. You see Premier League clubs looking at other EFL talents, like Mihailo Ivanovic at Millwall.
Right, the young Serbian striker. So, stepping back, what's the big picture here? Summer window's properly underway.
It's basically a huge, complex game of chess, isn't it? Every club trying to strengthen, offload, balance the books, stay within the rules. it's high stakes.
Finding that perfect missing piece or just getting someone off the wage bill.
Exactly. And you have to ask yourself, how much of this is driven by genuine need versus, say, media hype or agent influence? What's the real value these big moves bring long term?
Beyond the headlines and the signing photos.
Precisely. Sometimes the quieter deals have the biggest impact down the line.
A really fascinating look into how these deals get done or don't get done. And remember, for the full story on all these transfers we've touched on, you can read the detailed reports over at eplnews.org.
Yep, all the breaking news is there.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.